Hello. How are we doing today? It is Monday. Let's go to desktop overlay. We'll skip the intro because I still haven't made one yet. Where are we at? We've been working on a Metroidvania for the last while now, since November. 5 months. And it's gone pretty well. We just sort of finished the mod chips. So, like, you know, you got your Crest system in Silksong, your Soul system in Castlevania. Every Metroidvania has one of these systems. And we've been making one, and it's going pretty well. Pretty well. We got 2. But we're just polishing that up now. What the system works, it's really straightforward. We just have an array. That's all it is. Let's turn this music off. And so now, we got that. Where's my menu? We got a couple of mods. We can add these in, you know. Continuously fire but lower damage. Maintain some speed after dashing. And we've got, you hold the wall, you know. So we're going to come up with them. We've got a spreadsheet full of ideas from yesterday. Last night, after the stream, I was adding in... Oh, well, I was actually trying to fix our dash and our wall slide, wall jump. It was being kind of weird. And I was taking a look at the code, trying to work out what's going on there. Basically, I think a lot of the bugs that came up from when I changed the input method, and I still need to think about that. At some point, we have to, like, address that. Let's just give us all the abilities. So... Oh, I've got Magna Grab. It's pretty fun. I need to, like, work on that, because obviously you can flip. And now you can dash off walls too, which is pretty cool. But something that I've been noticing, let's make some room here. If I dash off wall and then just take my finger off the keyboard, the input direction doesn't go back to 0. You can see it in the debug, which is kind of weird. Oh, look. Now we're back here. So I need to work out, like, sometimes the input direction is being, like, continuously updated, because how we do it is that we're updating in the unhandled input. We're setting a variable called input direction, but we're getting that variable every frame, rather than, you know, like, actually testing for that variable every frame. But sometimes it doesn't update, and I don't know which state it doesn't update in, because I have so many states I have to go through each one. It's kind of annoying. We also have to set up the saving for this. Like I entered that game session, right? I don't know if I saved it, but, like, saving doesn't work. Right. Get back to the mod menu. What we have equipped and what we have in our inventory just doesn't exist anymore. Old keyboards in the 80s used to have dedicated wire above the other keyboards. Today are just on a bus and have a limited few keys being pressed at once. Some keyboards are at 3, some are at 6. Yes. I don't think it's got to do with my keyboard, but yeah. It's kind of crazy how different they are nowadays. It is very different. So, within these states, is me not updating or getting the input direction. So, in the idle state, I do get input. But the question is, do I check against that? Because there's variables within the state. So, like, you could just check against, like, input direction, and that would be the actual variable itself being set in unhandled input. It's either that, or occasionally, like, we could, on the enter, maybe we just, like, we just check the input, just see what's being pressed, you know what I mean? Just when you enter a state, just check the input. And that might stuff up some stuff. Or we can set it, if you are entering into the idle state, input should be 0. So we can just force input to be 0. We could try that. See how that goes. You enter into the input and you say input direction is equal to vector 2.0. Like automatically. But is this dangerous? I don't know. We shall see. Oh, I forgot to... Let's get a post. It's Make Game Monday. Hello, Growling Octopus. Welcome to the stream. Where is link stream? Okay. So we could assume that if we're entering the idle state, input direction is 0. Maybe. Will it lead to problems down the line? This is a bad spot. I need like a teleport. See, that's interesting. See, look at this. I jump up, and now my input is like not being checked because unhanded input isn't being. Each keyboard has an MS key reaction, so millisecond reaction cost this year. This 30-year-old one has a 200 millisecond on average. Damn, that's crazy. Is 200 milliseconds a lot? That seems like a lot. Oh, 0.2. I forgot there's a decimal point in there. You definitely don't want this because we're going back to the idle. It's a lot of one USB thing. Oh, yeah. So does fold just automatically default back to... play land? Do we just automatically go back to idle here? Get input. Wall slide check. Oh, it's in air. That handles this. Ground check. If jump queued idle, finished a mid idle. Oh yeah, we're not even doing any checks here. Oh. Ground check. We just go straight back to idle. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if that's like... We probably need to like assess some input. That's funny. I'm pretty sure like in other states I do that. I need to create a function for that. Just to like figure out what you're pressing and then go from there. Surely I've done this somewhere else. I'm pretty sure in the dash state, I do a bunch of input checking when you exit. See here, I'm just like, if you're pressing jump, if you're pressing left or right, then you're going to go to sprint or run, or if you're pressing, or if you're not pressing any of these, go to idle. Else go to full. Like this is your standard. Like we're gonna go through the different potentials, and then go down that. Alex Cesium, hello. Ender Leo DJ, hi. How's it going? Welcome. I'm getting flashbanged right now because I forgot to close the blinds. It's like the golden hour on here. I am the game dev. Game dev Jesus. It's Easter, right? I have risen. I will cleanse you of your bugs. Jesus died for our bugs. Yeah, I feel like something like this is probably something I need to have like a standard check for, to like know what state is gonna be next. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I could put this into a function in the motion state, and then return like a string for what should be next, depending on the input. It'd be like get next state from input. Did you? Oh, do I sound strange? Oh my god. Come on, man. It's engagement bait? I don't know. We are going to be listening to the stream. Sped up, Chaff. Okay. Hello. Testing, testing. What am I listening to? I guess I'll just go straight to the stream. Okay, I'm listening to the stream now. Wait, why can't I hear it? What are my headphones connected to? Some other device that's not my tablet. Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Oh no. It is different. There's no way for me to fix that, by the way. This is what happens when you get a difference between the input... Real voice leaked, yeah. The buffer came off, like... Am I streaming to Twitch as well? Yes, I am. Yeah, we dual stream here. So that is because, and I know this has plagued me for a long time because the hardware that I have for recording is 48,000 hertz, and like if the computer decides to, for some reason, switch to 44, it leads to a difference in the sound of the voice. So I don't know if I can fix that from here. I have to go to like sound devices. I used to, on the old Windows, it was way easier. Let me, how do I even get to it from here? Open sound settings. 1, 2, output device, input device, all sound device. I don't even know how to do it on Windows 11. Like, what is this? Where's the old thing? This device is currently in use. It's gonna break everything. So that's 48, so that's correct. So why would it sound high? Unless OBS decided to change. Output audio, yeah, there you go. 44.1. Now, in order for me to fix that, I have to end the stream. It won't let you change that. which is not good. Device not connected. Decay rate. Yeah, so that's a mismatch in. I could just like try unplugging, but like in my previous, back in the day, I used to just restart the computer. It happens in reverse too. I'll have like a really slow voice, but today it decided to be that way. Yeah, I guess I'll just try replugging and see if that fixes it. Or I could change this, I could change this to 44. Hang on, where's my headphones? Because I need to actually know if this is working, because I can't hear it on my end. Because I just listen directly to. I vote on destruction. They're both pretty destructive. Hang on, let me pull the stream up so I can hear it. Okay, moment of truth. We change it to 44.1 studio quality. Okay, ready, set, go. Do I come back if I do this? Yes, I do. I don't know what to do actually. Oh, let's replug. Test, test, test. Oh, we're back. And this all still says 48, and this still says 44. The replug always works. Driver date 1901 2015. Yeah, this is a really old sound device. But like I said, I've said in previous streams, like sound equipment lasts forever. My microphone is like chipmunk is left. Yeah, I promise, guys, I'm not manipulating my voice. That was all just a show to like add back the sound filter and do like a pirate software low voice filter because that gets you views, you know. Okay, wait, there's no music. It's so quiet without it. Plan B, format Windows. I have a backup, like, so I used to stream to my Linux desktop, but it's kind of like Linux is not that great to stream from. And like, I was like, oh, even in Arch is especially bad. I was like, okay, we'll get, what's it called? They make laptops. Linux laptop? Jupyter? No. System 76, yeah, that's it. I was, whatever, the Pop OS, that's it. I was gonna set up a stream computer, stream OS with Pop OS because I thought maybe that would be better than if I couldn't use Windows, because Windows is fucking annoying sometimes, but it is better for streaming in my opinion. Yeah, my backup plan was System 76. I was gonna get Pop OS, and I have a Pop OS build installed on a random hard drive on my computer that I never log into. Learnt Mint with XFCE, Xface. I used to call it Xface, or another, then fall back to Debian. I'm a big KDE fan. I will only use KDE. I won't use anything else. Although I haven't used System 7. I haven't used Pop OS's new desktop. So what is it, XFCE or Xface? Okay, get that saved from me. I was going to paste this in. Oh, are we aware of the character? In this, I guess we are character. We are aware of the character. If input is action pressed, get velocity. I don't know about this. We only want to do if character is on floor, then finished emit, and input is pressed jump. Where did I take this from? Dash. Would that make sense? I have older semi System 76 laptop. the equivalent of a Galago Pro, which was rebranded Clevo MP3132. Got the Sega rebrand of the same laptop because it was cheaper with Windows Pro license. I did put Linux on it though. Nice. I've been thinking about getting a laptop, and I would consider them, although it would have to come, I don't know wherever they're based, right? Like it would have to come from like overseas, whereas I could just buy a Dell or something. A Clevo, best for down under, is Metabox. Yeah, Metabox. I have bought a Metabox laptop before for my wife. I ended up sending it back because she had issues with something. I don't remember what. But probably not something I would return a laptop for, but because it's like someone who's not as computer literate, it's just like, yeah, just replace it. Work machines is usually Mint. Okay, I've never used Mint. And Mate. Because I'm thinking, like, I was like, I want to get on the road, you know? I want to go for a road trip. But, like, how can I continue working on my projects? I need a laptop. I'll turn the music down. Okay, so this is kind of weird. Because if we're pressing jump, we don't need... We have a jump buffer, but I think it's in air. It's not on ground. So maybe if we're checking in this moment and it is jump, we probably will return. We're going to return a string on this. So this is going to be like next state. A string, and then we'll return next state. I got a new laptop 6 months ago, and I didn't really use it much, but I actually started literally using it last night. Installed Godot and stuff on it. Nice. I love new hardware. It's the best feeling. It is always fun. Okay, so if you're pressing jump, like your next state is going to be jump, right? Although, I mean, it depends. Like if you just hold down jump, this might not be the best to return. There is a jump buffer, but it would need to be done in, like the jump buffer's in air. This is the base state. So maybe not do that. If we're pressing left or right, then velocity x equals get velocity. We probably won't do any of this stuff. Like the velocity stuff we don't need. Like we don't want that. We just return. If you're pressing dash, you return dash. Not to return dash. Next state equals dash. It's a string. So yeah, I guess like the question is, if you probably, because jumping is a little bit different, you don't necessarily want to just return that. But if you're pressing left or right, next state is dash. If you have dash, but if you don't, then you're just going to go straight to run. I guess this is really just for like held button states. Things that you're not going to like, don't require precision. These all need to be capitalized as well. And then, if you're not pressing left or right, then you just go to idle. And otherwise, if you're not on the floor, you go to fall, and then you return next state. Something like that. They have RAM, get them. Nowadays, new hardware is a pipe dream. I built a new Linux mini PC with gaming dev desktop and a gaming plus dev desktop first half of the year. Linux is 96 gigabytes of DDR5. Damn, that's crazy, dude. And desktop has a higher and 64 gig. They were each roughly $200. Now the same kits are $1,000 each. And the hard drives in them are 2 to 2.5 times expensive. That's crazy, man. Actually, that's a really good point. Like, how much is, like, if I go to Scorp Tech, which is where I get all my hardware from. Like, how much are they selling RAM for these days? In dollary dues. Flash memory? No. DDR5 desktop memory? Is it crazy expensive? Oof. 32 gigabytes, $700, dude. That's insane. Check the PC parts, pick a price table. PC parts picker? Price table? It shows the jump. Oh yeah. Price trends. Oof. Or there's one for Australia. No? Yeah, PC part picker Australia. Trends. Memory. Oof. Yeah, you see that jump up. It's bad, eh? Over 18 months. Dude, I thought it was expensive back in 2022 when I built my PC. I actually went with DDR4. I chose to use, because I built this right, it was like 2021 I built my PC, and it was DDR5 had just come out and it was really expensive, and I was like, it's not worth it. And I got DDR4 for this PC, and yeah, I thought it was expensive back then, but like now it's oof. $300 for 2 times 8, or $250. DDR4, this isn't even DDR5. And this is slow DDR5, $600. Mate. You would not want to be in a industry that requires RAM. That's crazy, man. I thought OpenAI backed out of their RAM deal, so now we get it for cheap. DDR5 6000 2 times 16 went from $200 to almost $800. This went from $300, or not 300, I don't know what that is, like roughly 400, up to 1,000 something. What, 1,300? Dude, feels bad, man. Okay, so we're returning a bunch of states. Dash, run, idle, depending on what's being pressed. Else idle, and then we don't want to worry about jump, because jump's being handled in a different way. And especially for this is Dash. Dash actually has its own handle for jump. Actually, yeah, we've got this already here for Dash. It's whatever. We can leave it there. Help, my wallet hurts. Yeah, damn, dude. Maybe, yeah. I don't know about that. That's crazy. So, I forgot what state I was even looking at. Was it wall slide? It was fall, right? Fall was like kind of weird. It was just going to idle, which is like bad. It works if you're continuously checking input, but we're not, so... Player state full. Dude, I can't read my old code. It's not good. Play land, I think it's called. No. So finished emit wall slide. Finished emit vault. Oh, that's right. It's in air. It's not in this state. That's why I can't find it. See here, we're going finished emit idle. So here we're handling the jump, right? That's fine. So we've got a jump buffer here, and we're saying if you have pressed jump recently, if it's queued, finish emit jump, but otherwise after the jump in fall state, we're going straight to idle. But we shouldn't do that. We should go finished dot emit and then get next state. Get next state from input. Shall we see how this goes? See how this plays out for me? Yeah, I guess it feels like it's working. So I guess my code was not that bad. No, I don't automatically stop when I fall. Hit it, hit it, hit it. So the question is then, oh, that was, when you come off a vault. Okay, so there's another one to look at. So when you vault, you get stuck. Oh, he went back the other way. So you automatically go back to idle from this state. I can tell because my input stopped working. Because now we've blocked input, which by the way, I haven't even tested for my other states, which that is working how I'd expect it to. He's facing the wrong way, but we'll give it to him. He goes the right direction, but he's facing the wrong way, which is pretty funny. You can dash off walls now. And because last night I was fixing, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was having some weirdness with like wall jumping where it was like not always going the direction that I wanted it to, but now it's mostly fixed. Mostly. Okay, so there's a couple of things. Basically, whenever we're defaulting back to idle, we need to go through and actually just do a test on our input. So we noted that with Vault, we weren't doing that. A little bit of a bug stream. See here, we're finished. We're just going back to finished amid idle, where we can just go get next state from input. Interestingly enough, that I would say like here, there's argument to test as well for a jump. So if you do like a jump buffer, I don't know what state this derives from. So this does derive from air. So we could. What's this function called? Ground check. We could just call ground check, honestly. If character is on floor, double jump true. It requires a delta? Oh, because we're doing our jump buffer stuff. Should these be in the same? Should these be in the same script? Should this be a separate function for our jump buffer? So that we can create a jump buffer, it's being pressed, but only trigger it when we go to exit the state, because this one's very specific. This vault state is very specific, as in we only exit the state once you've vaulted. And that's when we need to test for the jump buffer, not like we need to test every frame like we do when we're falling. Because when we're falling, we don't know when we're going to hit the ground, when vault has a very specific end state. In that case as well, we could also just check to see if you are pressing the jump button at that time. And if you are, just go straight into a jump, which I think I do for dash. Like it's not, like when the dash ends, the dash ends. And it's like, if you're pressing jump at that time, you're going to go into a jump. Pretty much no matter what. Which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, let me just test that. The movement, I need the movement stuff to be like rock solid. So like, if I notice inconsistencies, I want to test it. So what's my jump button? Yeah, pretty much it's a guaranteed jump after that. It feels pretty nice. Like dash is pretty fast that you don't really notice it. Yeah, I'd say that's all right. What about when I'm in the air? Hang on a second. You do. Wait, do you have just like another jump? Wait, hang on a second. Have I got double jump enabled? Can I do like a double jump dash double jump? Is it just infinite? Change abilities. I do have double jump enabled. Let me just test. I have to like get the jump buffering. Okay, so it's just it just goes to the second jump. So that's not bad. I must be doing a ground check. Oh no, you can do a double jump off that. You can jump in the, you can go into a sprint jump from an in-air dash state. Oh yeah, the door. Yeah, it's a 3D background. It's a tricky little 3D background. I'm gonna update it with like pixel art models. I just am practicing. So where's Blender? I made a new door, and I'm still trying to work on like computer parts and stuff like that. But it's really slow going because I'm still working on how to do pixel art in Blender. I might need to swap to like a pixel art dedicated 3D software like PicoCAD, or that is not the right mesh to open. Red door. Right. So I'm going to swap it for like stuff like this, where it's actually pixel art on it rather than just flat colors. So that's the plan. Yeah, we'll see how much work it is. It looks good though, because you get the free parallax. So yeah, I think you can do a sprint jump. Yeah, you can do a sprint jump. Kind of hard to pull off. But I don't think you should be able to do that. So let's just go back to the dash. See here, if your character is on floor and you press the jump, you go to the sprint jump. But how do you know if the character is on floor? Wait, what the heck? That doesn't seem right, right? I need to do like a debug for the state. So I've got input label. While not touching the ground or while is in air. He should only be able to do a sprint jump when he's in air, when he's on the ground, which is why it says like in my head it's meant to be, so if character is on floor, and then you can only, this code is only executed then if input is action press jump, and you are just, it's a motion state, it doesn't derive from on ground or in air. But yeah, it's kind of weird, like that shouldn't really be possible if you're not on the ground. And I'm having trouble assessing it because I'm kind of bad at buffering the inputs. Wrap that action in a check. It is wrapped in a check, is it not? Am I crazy? Or am I missing something here? Because like, it's not supposed to run unless you're on the floor. Does the floor work correctly? That is a great question. He's on floor. That is the question. Is the character on the floor? Does he know? Things I don't know because it's happening very quickly. Okay, current state. Let's add state to this debugger. So that I can actually see what state we're in. Pop this out. Set state label. And I guess it's going to have a state as a string. I actually don't know what the signal emits, but we'll find out in a second. It will be like state label dot text is equal to current state bracket and this, and then this, and then bracket state. Oh, that's not quite right. I don't need the S. There we go. Okay, and then we just connect the signal. State. On player data, state data change, editor state changed, override stat request. Surely the state is something that is emitted via the signal manager? No? State. Maybe. Player state machine stateful state machine. When the state changes, we emit current state.set. And then we go else not set. Current state.set. Old state. Next state. Do we not have like a signal manager signal for this? Okay, fine. I'll make one. Just add it to the copious list of signals that we have here. We only have the state data changing. Okay, fine. One state changed. And then we go back to, well, the state machine, fine, because here when we go sets current state equals state map, state enter, here we should emit it here. Underscore signal manager dot state changed. Right, not save that script, so now it won't show up. Go back. Signal manager dot state one state change dot emit. Current state. Okay. And then go back to the debug label, and then we can just go signal manager dot state change dot connect set state label. Okay, so now we should be able to see for sure that we are entering in sprint. I'm pretty sure we are. And then yeah, the question is, I'm guessing that you are on floor technically. Okay, that's not working. Oh, yeah. I'm omitting the state, not the actual name of the state. That's funny. Go back to the state. Bring back the script. In Linux, when you click that button, it maximizes it. It's so annoying. Current state.name. State map, state map. I could just omit that. Current state equals state map, state name, state name. If we're here, it's working. So run and then idle. Run, turn, idle. Run, turn, idle. That is how it's supposed to work. Jump, fall, yep. And then you go to double jump. So if you jump, it goes into double jump. I guess if you're fast enough, does it? Yeah, it goes to sprint jump if you're fast enough. Okay, so if you're quick, if you got quick hands, maybe just let that happen. If you're really fast, you can get into sprint jump in the dash state. I'm guessing, but see, that's just calling directly from. Like, if you are here, then it really shouldn't be possible. Print character is on floor. If dash duration remaining is less than 1. It really... True. Yeah, well, you'd expect it to be. False. You know what? I think there's actually, hold up, go back. You know, I just remembered, I'm looking at the continuous state update. I'm pretty sure there is, not just in the state update, but also just like guaranteed input that you can do that. So we probably just need, it's not that, we're just looking in the wrong spot. Up here in state input here, you'll just automatically go into that. We need to do a ground check here. Holy shit. So dumb. Spend a lot of time. There you go. Because you can enter, if you're on the ground and you press the jump button, you can always go to sprint jump. But also at the end, if you're exiting the state, we check to see if that's pressed. Which I don't know. I guess it's kind of like probably not necessary, but it's there. Okay, Vault was the next one, right? Now we have to look at Vault. It's not working correctly. It feels really bad. And so we need to, when we exit this state, get next state from input. Okay, that's fine. But I also, does that work? Just off rip? It probably does, right? But like, yeah, feels pretty good. Doesn't feel like before, that's for sure. What other states are there that might be weird? Fall works fine. What about when, because I was having issues when I came through the door, I would just keep running. And I don't think that's happening now. So that works. And now we're peeking out of the door. Okay. I think we've fixed most of the issues then. Gotta get rid of that print. And so then the wall slide was the issue, the wall jump was the issue, and I don't think that is a problem that we're having anymore because we're correctly like buffering the inputs, correct? I'm probably still not 100% good on this because I'm doing it in kind of a hacky kind of way. I feel like the proper way would be to have a proper input buffering component, which I don't have. Like I'm not like storing the array of like previous inputs. I'm just checking them in the moment, depending on the state. So that's probably not the best, but it is what it is at the moment. Feels all right. We'll see. Does the floor? Oh yeah, you already asked that. Anyway. Okay, happy days. I'm sure there's some that I haven't thought about. What does sprintful do? Later on, considering using match instead of if statement rule hell. It's a big refactor, saves madness later. Yeah. You could do that. How do you do that though? Like if we go to use a match on this, we go to on ground motion. So this is where like, well, okay, but what is the match here? You know what I mean? So do we match, we get the input and we match it to is action pressed? Match is a switch. No, I know what a match is. The question is, how is it applied here? Because I guess if it's like, I don't remember them all, but I know there's a whole bunch of cool tricks you can do with match. It isn't just a, if A equals B. Yeah, but you have to have like, say if you have like ego var input. So this is how I would do it just from what I know, right? Which is input equals input. And then, so cannot assign GD native class to variable input with, okay, so perhaps we just match input. And then you can say, no, it's not even going to expect the intended block. Input dot is action pressed. What is this? Left. Basically. And then you go next state dash. Next state run. A expression in a match must be a constant expression identifier or an attribute a.b. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'll work because this is returning a boolean, and right, this returns a bool. So yeah, I don't know. After match, there is something called a bitwise matrix. It's a tweak for the FPS nutter who wants very fine control. Okay. Because yeah, these just return true or falses. I guess you could get the actual input buffer. Like, I don't know, can you get what's actually being input? Like, if you really wanted to be like action, get action raw strength, because it's always like action, you're getting the action and you're testing the action, but like, can you just get what's being pressed? Is joy button? Is key pressed? They'll return bool. I want it to be a string. Or even just a key input. Input singleton handles key presses, mouse button, and movements from gamepads, and actions and their events can be set in the input map with the input or with the input map class. Inputs methods reflect the global input state and are not affected by control.accept event viewport. Yeah, it'd be cool if you get if you could just get the input that was being pressed, but I don't know how you do that. Maybe in a different class. Action add event, erase event, action get dead zone, get events, as event, add action, erase action, event is action. Yeah, I don't actually know. I'm sure you can in Godot just get like the key input. It's going to affect the controller, though, if you do that. Capturing any key. If event is event key. Input event key. It sounds too complicated. Someone asked a year ago. Everyone's testing. I still haven't found any key on my keyboard. I haven't found the any key. Press any key. Yeah, not sure on that one, but yeah. It would be better to just be like, grab the key, and if it matches any of these, then do a thing. But like right now, I guess I'm reliant on bools, so I have to use if, I guess. I don't know. It's not that important. I don't know. My brain can't handle it. I'm too small brained to like see a match pattern there. I can only see an if statement pattern there. But it is very messy. I totally get what you're saying, because it's like it gets nested up and then it like breaks out. Yeah. Let's just delete this line so I don't get errors. All good, don't refactor it now. Yeah. Well, it's sort of like, you make a valid point, but like it's kind of like I don't know enough about how the input system works in Godot in order to do that. Anyway, what the hell was I doing? Oh, I gotta save and load. I gotta save and load my my mods. So Save and load's pretty easy. I guess I just need to know where it's coming from. I'm pretty sure it's in the player data, as everything is in the player data. Well, not everything, just a lot of things. Mod chip list, right? So we've got the mod chip list that we need to save. And it should be pretty easy. We just need to go through and save the path. So like how I like to do it is these resources here, Ultra Grip Autofire, they're not going to change. They're just bits of data, right? So I don't need to save them. I just need to save the path to them. So basically what we do is we're going to loop through each of these arrays and save the string path to that resource. And then when we load the game, go and get that and then put it back in its spot. That's the same thing I do with inventory, and it works pretty well in my opinion. Also, I have like a random print here. This is for the quest system, but I don't know where in the quest system it's printing out, which is kind of annoying. Every time I kill a drone, it prints that out. Project, find in files, find. Zero finds. What was the output exactly? Destroy crawler. Has your files, okay. That's weird. Crawler prototype. Entity laser. Mission. Print name completed. There we go. If completed. Just put a pass there. I do want to do something with that. But not right now. Okay. That should solve that issue. Now, yeah, save and load. Game state. We need to go to the game state. Close some stuff up. So my brain can work. Okay. So, when we want to go to the save game JSON. And essentially, we have to create a map data. We have to create a little thing here for mod. We'll call it mod data string, and it'll just be equal to a mod data. Okay. And then in the save data, we'll have to create a function. I'm assuming, yeah, here we go. Create inventory list, create operation directive. So we'll go create mod list, and it'll take mod, which will be a mod list, and it'll be a dictionary. Going to be a nested dictionary. I wonder if we can handle that. So var new mod list. Jesus. A dictionary. And we return new mod list. Okay, so I think the easiest thing to do would be to create two dictionaries. So we've got the equipped dictionary. Should we call it that though? That's kind of funny. And then we've got the what do you call it? The held. Is it just the held dictionary? Is that what it's called? Like, what do we call it in the mod list? Mod chip list. We have mod chips and mod chip equipped. However, that's kind of funny. Because I am an immature boy at heart. So I'm going to leave it like that. Marvelous name, 10 out of 10. I'll never forget what that's for. And then we just go for I in... and these are all mods. So they're mod chips in mod dot equipped mod chip. Mod chips equipped. We are going to go and create a dictionary for that. So it's going to be, is it just an array? Actually, these are just arrays. Oh no. No, it's over. The funny name is over. My bad. Dot append I dot get path dot path resource path. So we just save the path to the resource. It ruined, everything is ruined. They're not array, they're not dictionaries, they're arrays. It turns out for I. Yeah, I just need the path. I don't really care about anything else, right? I want to change this to be called mod list. Well, mod list dot mod chip. Just mod chips. And then equip held array dot append, and it's just I dot resource path. Right. Okay, and then we put both of those are in a variable name. So I would say the new mod list and I don't normally do it visually, but I'm going to, so it's easier for me to like pull out later on. It's going to be the same as the names of the variables here. So we're going to go mod chip. Oh God, where are we now? We're in the mod chip. We've got mod chip and mod chip equipped. So it's going to be mod chips. This is a string though, is equal to the held array. Okay. And then the next one is mod chip equipped, right? And that's equal to, not equal to, that's the wrong thing. What am I doing? We get a little semicolons. To the held equip array. Okay, and then that is your mod chip list. And it'll just be paths to all the resources rather than the actual resources themselves. Can't save resources. That's against the rules. And you know the rules. So we create the mod list. And here we go save data dictionary mod data equals and so do you. Get create mod list, actually create mod list, and it wants data. So I believe in this we're actually passing the player data, player data, player state data, player data, we do have player data here somewhere, don't worry about it too much. Player data dot mod chip mod list. Mod chip collection? No, that's not what it's called, is it? Jeez. Wait, what the heck? Apparently it is. Okay. Once again, my naming convention's always failing me. Okay. So we pass that in. Pretty easy. Now on the other end, we need to actually unpack that. So when we loop through the mod, when we loop through the JSON and we find the mod data, we need to set a variable here. I don't see why it couldn't just be set to mod data. Oh, we are storing these in dictionaries? Mod data? Oh yeah, we are. Okay. Mod data is a... No, we can't give it the same name. Mod list. It's a dictionary. Mod list equals load mod data. And then we pass in data to load square brackets I guess, yeah, because we're looping through, and we've got a big match here. We've got a match. It's matching. I'm doing match, guys. So we've got the mod list here, and now we just need to load that. Okay, so let's do that. Load mod data doesn't exist. Of course it doesn't, because it needs to be here. Load mod data. It takes some kind of data. We can't call it mod data, can we? Let's just call it that. It's a dictionary and it returns I guess it returns the dictionary. Does it need to though? It could just return the resource. Honestly, I don't know why. I remember when I started coding, everything was called something something or something too. Somehow it didn't become a problem until a year after development. It's only a problem if you're working with other people. I think. I mean, I suppose, like, for me, it doesn't take me too long to figure something out. It's definitely a flaw in my own coding abilities, is naming things good. I mean, I have a lot of flaws in my coding abilities, but, you know, that's one of the bigger ones. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, let's take a look at this. What are we returning? Are we going to return that, or are we going to return a mod list? I can't see why we can't return the mod list. It's kind of funny, I didn't think about it until now. I'm always just returning the dictionary, and then the game state, I'm building that back up. But like, why can't it just be the mod chip list? And then we just apply that to the player data on load. Honestly. Let's see how that goes. Nomenclature is the big one, yeah. If you ask for a hyphen of the word, it will give you a more articulate word definition. Hyponym? I don't know what that word means. I've never seen that word before. Is there a spelling mistake? Am I dumb? Chat, am I dumb? A word with broad meaning no, that's a real word. You're smart, I'm dumb. Constituting a category into which words more specifically... I see. Fruit. And then you've got melons, bananas, grapes, apples, peaches, yep. Yes. Very challenging. Okay, so... I'm dumb, I meant hyponym. You're still smarter than me that you knew that word existed. I've never heard it before. Okay, so new mod list, right? is a mod chip list, and it's equal to a mod chip list dot new, right? And then we just return that. And then in between, we are going to go for I in mod dictionary. And we are going to go through both of those, and we know the order that we do it in. It's the same. We do the equipped, right? If we go back to that, wherever it is, way up here, create mod list, it's mod chips and then mod chips equipped. So we do the same thing. We say for I, this returns an array, so we're gonna have to loop again for J. So this is an array, and this is string name. For J, string name in I. Totally makes sense. And now we will be able to get the, so we go new mod is a mod chip, and it's going to be equal to resource loader dot load, and then we just pass in J, right? And that's like mod chip cannot be assigned to a variable type dictionary. Huh? The value type of mod chip list cannot be assigned to a variable type of mod type dictionary. Oh. Because I did that. I am gonna try and just make it a mod list. We'll see. This is a fun little test. It might make saving things easier. Where are we? There we are. Okay. So we loop through that. Or J in string name. Resource new mod. But how would we know if we have to go through keys, right? It's probably easier if we do the keys. Because then we can match. We can use our fancy little match here. We can match I to the two strings, right? And we'll know. I think it's broken. Ooh. Stream chat broken or long delay. Good. Every word is made up. NA games. I can see you in one chat, but I don't see you in the bottom one. What is going on? It's set to live chat, not top chat. I think it's broken. I see that. Oh wait, no, it's back. Did it? What the heck? What just happened? Cue the creepy music. Dude, what the heck? He's back. NA games. Welcome to the chat. Every word is made up. Yes, it is. Yeah, I've got those up here. I can't remember the name of the variables that I set. Mod chip and mod chip equip. I'm dumb. I'm just going to copy this. I was in the Twitch chat earlier. Wait, what the heck? Wait, are you growling octopus? Oh wait, fresh TV, nice. There's also some stutter. Oh, that's right. You were telling me that the chat sounded funny. I just didn't make the connection. I do know that's you. I don't know why I didn't at the time. It's early. Okay. So here we can say for I in, so this is no longer an array, is it? Modchip.keys, oh, it still returns an array, that's fine then. Match I, if it's a mod chip, then we go and we do, for I I guess, like, we kind of know. We don't really need to loop, do we? We just get the array and then we loop through that. You know what I mean? Like, am I making a mountain of it a molehill? I guess this is fine, right? Like, whatever. Like, yeah, we know each one, we could just get the array and then just loop through that. Or we can loop through the keys and then get the array. Like, it's kind of, you know. Whatever. We've done the work now. Or in mod Godot. He changed to the good side. I rarely watch that, yeah. It's like much of a muchness. Yeah, I don't know about this. This feels like a weird pattern. Because we're always gonna have that. And then we just load that. And then we append to like new mod list dot mod chips dot append new mod, right? And then the same, it's like the exact same thing here. It could almost be a function, but it's not because I'm lazy. And in here it goes to equip mod. Mod chips equipped. Dot append. And then we return that. Something like that. It'll probably break. And then we wrap that all up into a dictionary here. And we go mod data. And we append the mod list. Right? When we return the player data, and then in the game state, when we are loading, when we ingest the load data, we should just be able to set, well, actually, you know what? The set probably will work if I give this the same name as the variable. So we can do that. The name of the variable is very bad. Player data is mod chip collection. Fine. If we give that the same name, it should just apply it. So let's see how much I break. And I'll need to reset the save states. I still haven't fixed that yet. But we'll see. Oops, minimize the chat. Am I tripping? I'm not understanding being the type of array when it's variant, most likely. Yeah, but I know it's going to be an array. It is type variant, but like, I guess I know what it's going to be, so I'm just doing that. It is risky. So let's go new. Oh, black screen for ages. Set mod chip list. Okay, it's not happy. Invalid access to property key mod chip collection on base nil. Where are we? We're in the control mod menu. We don't have a mod chip menu. Interesting. How come? I would not expect to be here. Player data.mod chip collection. But the mod chip collection is, mod chip list is null. Current mod select is null. So what happened to the player's data's.mod chip? On base object of type nil. Is the player data just cooked? Player data is null. How come the player data is null? What did I do? Dude, did I just make one change? It breaks everything. Dude. Okay. Does the player not start with a mod chip list? It does. So why would it... It should always have one. So what are we doing for new game? Is that bug been present? I haven't done a commit from ages. I can't test for it. Let's see if when he hits play, the window does the format itself. Somehow the plan B was the way all along. But it's not I and array. It's a string because the key is a dictionary. No, because the key returns a string. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. It's probably wrong, but we've got another bug that I have to deal with. It's completely unrelated. New game from menu, okay? We load the game, we play the thing, we fresh load the level, we get the next scene, we load in-game menu, we load, fresh load level is where we add a player location, new scene, pack scene, instantiate, set current scene, add player to the scene, we player location, add player to the scene is right here, we get the first node, we load player scene. And the player is there, and the game start player. If player, return player. Player dot instantiate. Player data equals player data. I'd say that's the issue, right? Say no, don't do bugs. That is the issue. We are loading up player data here. Player data equals player data. So this becomes the dominant player data in this. So I reckon this bug would have been present and I just never realized it when I refactored the way that the player works, which is kind of interesting. But the game state now is the dominant, and that would just be like a blank player data. Now we do have a predetermined player data file, like your starting player data. So rather than this being null, we can say if player data, because I would say, like, if we go back to that line, wherever it was it like add player to scene, I think the name, add player in scene, load player scene, and we're just saying that the player data equals the player data. Here the player data is actually going to be null because it doesn't exist. It's just blank. Invalid mapping. Okay, yeah. Well, the save data is corrupted. We have to delete that. I need to fix that so that it just skips over it or deletes it or something. So here, player data is null. So we can have a constant. We actually have like player data here. This one here is essentially your starting data. It's actually got a mod chip list in it. It's basically what we were starting with before. So we can actually have this as a constant in the scene and say, if there is no player data, load this and add that to the player. So let's pop this out and do this. And then we'll return to the other bug. Okay, so here we can just say if player data. If not player data, probably better, right? You can even do this in the ready. We don't necessarily need to do this in the load player scene, but I guess we can just say player data equals player data. And that should be fine then. I imagine I have to redo delete this. Breakpoint. Now we have player data. Just continue. Okay, that's an interesting issue. How come? We weren't having this problem before. The player is in the wall. In case you're wondering what's going on here. Because there is no location. If you're wondering, these bugs are completely unrelated to what we were working on before. I do know what's causing them, but why are they coming up now? Did I just not test? This is why you have to test. Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that later. Facility. The problem is that if no did you know 1,000 lines? Did you do 1,000 lines of testing? Well, I don't have any unit tests at the moment, so I don't actually understand that joke. Sorry. Before, did you do 1,000 lines before testing? I did way more than 1,000 lines. Player location is going to be equal to 0 because it doesn't exist when you start the game, and the game doesn't start at 0. Now, I can't just say if player location is 0, then like, since there's this amount of bugs. No, this is just from a refactor I did last week. It's just interesting that how did I miss this? You know what I mean? Like, they're starting, it's time for the gauntlet. How did I miss this? This is actually pretty interesting. So, basically, what's happening here, the player.location equals location. We're setting the location of the player to be whatever, you know, the game state says it is, but if it doesn't exist, it just gets set to 0, which is like not what we want. Game state. So that's fixed. Now, when we set player location, so when we do a fresh game, right? Like new game from menu, we just go fresh load level, load in-game menu, and then on level change emit. Okay, so you could make a whole protein bar with all of these bugs. Oof. We're not even setting the location, right? We just game start load player location, add player in scene. Do we even do that? New game from menu. Fresh load level. Add player in scene. Location equals location, but we're just going player location. How do we know what player location is? Player location is just going to be 0 because it's the starting position. If the level doesn't start at 0, 0, that's probably a mistake. Like, it should probably just start at 0, 0. Way easier that way. Then I don't have to worry about this. Like, just make the game start at 0, 0 location. Then I don't have to worry about like controlling that. Or setting a starting location. For like a new game. Or I could look for the game start. So this here, add player in scene. Get first node in group. We just pass in the location. But if we're coming from new game from menu, we could just get that and then add player in scene. So fresh load level is something that we are calling in multiple locations, so we can't really do that. But if we separate out when we fresh load level, I think we are using this quite a lot. Whenever we load the game, whenever we load the level from a state like game over or save, for example. So it's not just from new game from menu. When you load the game, you're doing a fresh load. When you game over, you fresh load. When you save state, you fresh load. Yummy and glitchy. Default spawn location for each scene would be ideal. Yes, there is that, which is what we're looking at now. We've got this game start node, which is just in a position. And what we would ideally like to do, so basically like, right when I refactored it, we're taking that as the node and then we're setting the location based on like a save data. But you know, because when you save the game, it needs to be in a specific location. However, when you new game, we could just have like a default location, or we could just set the starting location to be that. Probably not the best way to go about it. But yeah, we could just get this node in the first level. So when we go to new game, add player and scene, right? That's fine. We could create a separate function that looks pretty much exactly the same as this, but instead of just passing in the player location and adding player into scene. Thank God my system is clean, or else I would have broken that question. What will you call your evolved life form and now that it has become sentient? I hate this. Super annoying, actually. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I do want to just get this node game start and set the location. But in order for that to work, we need to create a separate function because right now this is intrinsically connected to everything else. So this is your whole, like, I guess what we could do if we separate out this add player in scene. So we go to all the places where we fresh load level and then we add player in scene afterwards. So fresh load level is called in 5 spots. So after that, we have to call add player in scene and go player location, except for new game from menu. This is the one place I actually don't want to do it, which is pretty funny. Load game from menu, we go add player in scene and then go player location. We'll see how much I break by doing this. Game over, fresh load level, add player in scene, player location, save state, add player in scene, player location. I should probably rename that variable to spawn point. And then we've got new game. So we're going add player in scene, add player in scene, add player in scene, fresh load level, and then, okay, so now here we got new game menu. When we add player in scene, we actually need to get, first of all, so here, when we add player in scene, add player in scene, where's that actual function? Gimme. We need to get this game start. Get tree, get. The bugs became routine, then evolved as we watched the show. We get this game start location, and we make that the player location when we fresh load. When we do a new game. Because that is essentially where I want it to be. And it can be anywhere I want it to be. That's the wrong thing. New game from menu, yeah. So, location. Vector 2 is equal to game start. Well, actually, we can get the game start. That's fine. And then we can say new game. What is it called? Add player to scene, and then we pass in game start dot global position. Will it work? Probably not. Let's see. I mean, it did work. But what happens if I save? Oh, I mean, I did end up back in the right spot. So there's that, I guess. What happens when I die? We go back to the right spot. What happens when I change rooms? Okay, so let's save here and die in another room. Okay. Seems fine to me. And then load game. Run this. And then we'll run into errors with that other thing. Hehe. You're right. Trying to assign the value of type string to a value of type E. Yes. So this is what you were talking about in our games. Let's try again. Invalid access to property of type E on base type dictionary. Where are we here? For I in string mod chip dict keys 1I match I is mod chips. For J in string name. Okay, invalid key I guess we just sometimes you do this, but it should be like this. What's going on in the chat? I can't see it. Thankful. I wish I was into Warhammer. Never came across it in my childhood. Thank God my knowledge is still helpful. I haven't been deving much lately. you clocked it. Yeah, I've never gotten to Warhammer myself. Okay, we're loading up, so then I guess everything is working. So let's see if we equip. Let's just equip everything. And then save, and then close, and then start up again, and hope that they're all still equipped. No. Okay. So makes me wonder. Return. Do a breakpoint on that. The new mod list. Okay, it just returns what we are saving. Okay. So are we not saving the data correctly then? Perhaps that is the issue. Well, I in mod chip equip append array I, unless it was never equipped to begin with. Oh, spam alert, thank you. I'm too busy trying to figure out these bugs. Monday is a holiday? Yes. Yeah, Monday is a public holiday in Australia. I don't know if it is where you are. But yeah, we get Friday and Monday off for Easter, which is a nice little 4-day weekend, which is pretty cool. Also, same in Denmark. Nice, yeah. So I can only assume that we're not saving this data correctly. We're not saving this data at all. We have Thursday to Monday. Dude. Easter Thursday. 5-day weekend. We're not calling this function. No, save data dictionary. Wait, what the heck? Oh, we're just not getting to this for I and mod chip because it must be null. Got messages, my phone is blowing up. What's going on? Oh, nothing. Nothing important. Okay, let's just do a breakpoint on the return so that we can actually check that. Okay, so the mod list, what are we passing in here? The mod list has 3 and 0. And that's not how it is when we are actually equipping. We must be passing in the wrong thing. Right? So now we've got that. Now if I go... There's probably not a way for me to figure that out. Because when you do a remote check on the resources, it never displays correctly. It's actually kind of annoying. So if you look at the player and then you look at the player data and the mod chips, it's going to say that you've got 3 in there and nothing equipped when that's clearly not true. Or is it? That is the question. What's real? Thursday was Maundy Thursday? Something about the Bible? I grew up in the church and I don't know what happened on Thursday for Easter. It's probably dependent on where you're from. Depends like what the stories they tell. Don't know. Thursday, Thursdag. What the heck? Okay. Let's go to the mod chip list because we need to find out what if we are when we equip it, are we equipping it? Because like I can't tell. And I don't know. The load and save seems to be working correctly, but we are loading and saving the wrong information. Classic mod chip. So when we equip a mod chip, we should get a breakpoint. And we got a breakpoint hell pretty soon. So when we equip, we equip. And Jesus cleaned his disciples' feet that day. Nice. I knew Jesus was a freak. Step into this. We remove the mod chip. And then we call the mod. So here we should be able to see mod chips alert is still 3 and 0. So I wonder, only feats, yeah. Very interesting here. Mod chip equip.append. Mod chip equip is still 0. Why would that be? What do we reckon that is? Are you not able to manipulate arrays like this in resource, maybe? No, that's not true. I do that in the inventory, I do that. So what is the deal here? Mod chip equip append mod. Should make a website called Only Devs, Secret Dev Techniques. It'd probably get heaps of clicks. And then we remove mod chip. What are we doing here? Dude, check out that coding skill right there. Mod chip equips append, remove mod chip equip, erase. Is this the only remove? Dude. This needs to be mod chips dot erase, by the way, because we have an unequip.
So when we unequip the mod, if mod chip has, you have SSH into only devs and then Bastion into a reverse shell to then get the option to make an account. Yeah, you have to be skilled. You need elite dev skills. And I'd have to like open up, I have a cheat sheet for SSH, like to tell me everything. Okay, so we found out that I'm just dumb and that's why that wasn't working. Test it now. Still not working, okay. What the hell? Okay, but the arrays are correct now. So we do have, like, we've got the mod chip equipment array and we've got that. So like theoretically, now when we save, let's go to save data JSON. And we here, let's add the dictionary. Let's just put a breakpoint here. It should look correct. And if it doesn't, then there might be a problem with us updating that data in the system somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll have a look at that. Okay, so that's correct. Okay. We've got equipped 1, held 2. So we've got the correct dictionary. Our new mod list has 2 mod chip equips. We've got those. Auto fire and sprint, right? Okay, great. And then we've got ultra grip. So now our save mod chip is correct, right? We can continue. Now, but what about when we load? Let's have a look at that. Load mod chip. Let's look at the return here. Perhaps we're not applying this to the player. Here, it's correct. So if we step into this, we're loading data. Player data scene, player data scene, player data scene. Load operation data. Okay, yep, we got that. Oh, we're looping through all of them. So it was like the first one in the list, I guess. Can we step over? Probably step out of. Yep. Get save from profile, return data. Okay, so now we're ingesting the load data. Let's have a look at this. What have we got? Do you think enums are your most underused variable type? Probably, yeah. I don't use many enums at all. Sometimes I treat variables like enums though, so maybe that's just a weakness on my part. Okay, okay, so let's loop through these. For I, player data, player location, player scene, player encounter list, discovery list, map area, time played, inventory, operation list, map position. Oh, you know what it is? This needs to go to the player data. Mod chip collection just gets ignored. I know exactly what's wrong here. I thought I was being smart by just creating it, but it's not that. What we need to do is, why has this got so many warnings? Is come back up to ingest load data and we can say player data. We have to do the same thing here that we do for the inventory and the operations data because it exists in the player data, not just as a variable in the game state. We have to go player data.mod collection is equal to data bracket that mod chip collection. I believe it's got the same variable name because yeah, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, moment of truth now. Everything should be working. We don't have to worry about the breakpoints. We just skip over this. Just rip it. I feel pretty confident. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the question is, do they work when they get loaded up like this? Because I'm not calling mod. I probably need to like have an init function that goes through and just like calls all the mods at the start of the game. So we can test that pretty easily by first adding all the abilities, change abilities. Let's just turn on wall jump because that is what the magnet grip does, right? But this one here, it increases the power of the magnet grip. So you should just stick to the wall. And we're not doing that right now. So we already know that it's not really working, but like just to prove it, we'll save again so that we have the ability and that equipped. And even, actually, let's unequip it and then re-equip it because then it'll get called. And now we don't fall, right? We just stick to the wall. Oh, I forgot to save. Silly. I'll take that breakpoint off, it's kind of annoying. Sliding down, and we have it equipped. So what we need to do is actually go and probably on the player, well, we need in two places. In the mod chip list, we do need a function to just go through. So we will have, I'll do it at the top there. Init mod list. I could just like override the init function. I'm not super confident in overriding init like that. I feel like it will lead to issues because I need this to be called by the player once the player exists. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. Init mod list. So I don't think it needs anything. Void. Right, and so we actually have a function called call mod, right? So we just go for I in mod chip equipped, and then we just go call mod I, and then in the player, once the player is do it in the ready function because it doesn't need to be called every time you change scenes, just when you like are loaded, I guess. So we can say player. So in the ready function, we can say player data dot mod chip collection dot init mod list, right? Yay, that works. Okay, let's test it for all of them. Let's just equip everything. So we've got auto fire, and we can sprint. Save. Rerun the game. We can auto fire. And we can sprint. Okay, so that's our save and load for the mods system. I think that's pretty good. Now we just need to go and create content. We need to make a bunch of them. We've got that list of different things that we need to add. And I'm trying to think of more ideas as time goes on. Look at this guy's little hitbox. He's so tiny. Is that his hitbox, or he's like, we've got a collision shape there. We've got our, oh, that's, yeah, that is the hurt box. Yeah. Tiny little thing. I'm so generous. I was watching, someone linked in the chat, in the Discord, the movement for Silksong. Where is it? Is it in Godot? It was just in game development? Yes, it is. Here. This is a pretty cool video. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is going around. And
challenge. Now, when I play the game, I constantly ask myself, why does it feel so good?
Their movement code is like
overall
crazy
movement
big.
in the first place. Literally every move Hornet makes feels so fluid and responsive. Well, I've analyzed the movement code. By the way, most of the code is inside a file named herocontroller.cs.
I guess I don't really know Unity, but like obviously my state's all broken up into like individual scripts. So I don't know if they do that.
Silksong introduces one of the most comprehensive movement
Oh, it's big.
mechanics
2,000
that
lines.
was
Holy
ever
shit.
made. Things like input buffering, well-known tricks such as a coyote time and
Is this game with the 8K game loop? Yeah, I don't know. It's like pretty crazy.
like jumping, it all makes the magic. Let's start with
Like if you told me that they did all of the movement code in an enum state machine, I'm impressed because I cannot, maybe it's a skill issue, but I cannot make an enum state machine that is good and smooth. It's just, it feels impossible to me.
the simple tricks.
I have to break it
You
up.
probably haven't noticed, but Hornet's hitbox is actually smaller than you might expect. This way, developers managed to make things a bit more manageable for the player.
Dude, my hitbox is even smaller than that. Actually, you know what? It's probably pretty comparable. Like, I don't have it on the top. There's basically a ring around the player. You have to be within past the arms and above the feet before you take damage.
Thus, you won't get punished for every single mistake you make. For the same reason, Team Cherry implemented a so-called coyote time, a game design technique which provides the player with a brief grace period of time to jump after they walked
Good
off
old
the
coyote
ledge.
time.
And as you can see, it works perfect in Silksong. So a constant named ledge buffer step
What I found really interesting here is like they count by steps. How do they know how many steps you've taken?
in the code is responsible.
Is it like
for
animation
this.
frames or something?
It defines 4 frames for the fixed update, and at Unity's default 50 Hz fixed update rate, 4 steps gives roughly.
Want to try a slot machine I made years ago that runs command, the CMD written in C#? I mean, you can send it, but like, will it run on my computer?
8 milliseconds of coyote time. More
8 milliseconds. What am I giving my players? I believe if I'm doing it correctly, it will. Okay. Like if we are on ground, I believe I'm doing Cody time dash cooldown Cody time remaining. I guess this is in the players data.cody time. Yeah. So what is data.cody time? 0.1. So I give 10 milliseconds. Assuming this is in physics process, not in regular process. I would hope so. Check ground. Dun, 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 dun. I guess, yeah, state machine. Player state machine. Physics process, yeah. So I'm doing 10 milliseconds. Windows probably flags it. Gotta trust me, it's nothing fishy. Goosefat's in the chat. Hello, Goose. I'm guessing you just send this in the Discord or direct message. Virus. Yeah, virus. We're gonna get a virus. I'm not much of a gambler, but I'll gamble since it's free gambling. Dude, where is the other? There it is. So yeah, I'm actually more generous than Silksong by like 0.2 milliseconds. It's 63 megabyte. What I do, I don't have a Discord Nitro, and it's over the limit. I guess if you host it somewhere or put it in a like a Google Drive folder or something.
Did you know?
enough
Did I know what?
to make it feel nice. There's also a solid set of Mario-style jump mechanics in the code, and a variable jump height that allows you to jump higher if you hold the button is the main one. The jump itself is split into discrete steps via jump steps variable.
Yeah, okay, so it looks to me like they've just got like a single code for their entire movement set. That's crazy to me. I don't know how you get such good movement with a big file like that. I feel like I would fail at this. Share a repo or a gist? Yeah, that would work. Dude, I don't even know. Dude, I don't have like, mine's not that complicated. We've got jump, right? And if you release the key, and if your velocity is less than 70, we just fall. Maybe I need to like make it more complicated. We could do a match. We could add we could say like we could create an enum since I don't have, and we can have like different levels depending on how high you are, because I just say you can fall straight away. And it's not even like we're subtracting. This is actually kind of dodge. I should look at this at one point, because I don't clip your velocity. I say you can just start falling. So you still go up a little bit, I think. What do we do in the fall state? We don't actually just set the what do you call it? We don't, over 2,000 lines is crazy. I agree. Hello, Indy. I agree 2,000 lines for your movement code is actually insane. Although, like, I don't know what my code count is for my movement code. Like, I have a lot. I'm doing a lot to try and, like, capture that same level of movement and the same level of fluidity. However, I don't think it's going to be that level. I don't know if there's a function, like maybe there's a tool out there that can count lines of code for like Godot or something like that, but like I don't, because it's all separate. So it's like, I don't know. Where we get the slot machines.
Jump steps constant. Each fixed
Because
update
I do like
inside
what
the
they're doing with the
function
jump
called
here.
Obviously jump, it keeps applying upward velocity as long as you hold the button. And when you release early, jump released function
Like this is not what I'm doing, and I think it would be kind of cool to do this. You know what I mean? I did a Google Drive. Type F, exec. It sounds too complicated to me. Let's download some viruses. Recursive word count files in all folders. Okay. Extract. So I just run this and run it anyway because I trust you. What do I do? It made beeping noises. Get teased, bitch. Did I win? You told me, yeah, you gave me instructions and I just ignored them. R set bet amount S, set slot speed, B spin bin a bonus. Okay, so set bet. Bet amount 100. Can't hear the audio? Yeah. Hang on a second, I can turn on desktop audio. So you can hear the beeps and boops. Beeps and boops. Did I win money? I keep losing money. Is this how it works? 3 of a kind. Oh, we're back in the money. We only lost 200. Oh, almost. Scatter pays 200 DKK. We're still losing. Oh, I'm all in. 2 of a kind. So this is just how people play, eh? They sit around all day doing this. You can set the speed to 201. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. I was pressing S and I'm like, oh wait, 4? Even faster. I've lost 700. 2 of a kind. Yeah, I hate gambling. I'm not a fan. Slots are like really big in Australia. It's one of the biggest like problems that we have in our country. Bro, I told you in the Discord that lower equals faster. I don't read. Oh, 2 of a kind. We're back in the money. Yeah, there's a massive, like this kind of gambling is a really big problem in Australia. And a lot of people lose a lot of money. And I hate gambling. I'll never really gamble myself. Occasionally, like if it's setting speed to 2 is best. Whoa. Oh, I'm profitable. Bonus feature activated. Oh, dude, we're rich now. Is this just like an automatic win mode? I once got pulled over because a cop thought I was driving drunk. I had recently learned that slot cars are a thing, and I thought that meant playing slots on your phone while driving. Apparently, I was wrong. Oh my god. Dude, it's just going now. I'm not even pressing anything. Yeah, all the old people in the casino just pressing the button really creep me out, man. You want to get the bonus in the bonus. Okay. I'm 2 of a kind. Dude, I made $22,000. No wonder people gamble. Oh, goodness. Yep. I've never been pulled over for that. However, the last time I was pulled over, I did end up on world news for what I did. Were you just waiting for a mate? Just waiting for a mate? I love that clip. Is that Australian or New Zealand? I don't know. You can see the source? How do we see the source? Oh, there it is in text. In the text. Damn, did you write this in? No, you wouldn't have written it. Was it C#? It's a lot of code there, buddy. This is all just in the main. Class program, static void. Oh no, there's a bunch of functions. That's 32,000 characters, mate. 900 lines. That's a lot. That's cool though. Yeah, I haven't been pulled over from police. It's crazy. Like back in the day, at least in my city, you could just there wasn't that many police on the road. Regional Australia, I guess. Um, but now there's like police, not police, but like mounted cameras everywhere, so you can't really do anything. Maine is the update, and it's all in there. It's funny to look back at, yeah. No, I'll never gamble. Well, never say never, but I don't. I it's one of those things. It's like once you know it's kind of like fake, then I don't see why you'd ever want to do it. There's a reason it's profitable. It's like my finance brain. I've only been pulled over pulled over for speeding twice. The incidents were like 2 years apart in different cars, but the same damn cop, really. And it wasn't some doohickey little town with 4 cops in it. It was Houston. Okay. That's crazy. What a coincidence. Yeah, I mean, I lost my license when I was a kid for speeding. But it's pretty generous here. It's terrible down under. We need stronger laws. Do we? You'd think? Do you think? I think it's like pretty chill. Like we got a lot of rules, man. In Queensland, they just made it so you can't like drive a electric bike over a certain speed. I don't know how they're going to police that, but like, I understand because like when I go on the bridge into the park, we need for gambling. Yeah, it's fucked. Genuinely, I'm like thinking about driving. I'm like, man, we got tons of rules for driving, but yeah, for gambling, it's like totally cooked. We love it. I don't think gambling is a problem as long as you are of age. Yeah, I think so, but like you got to remember that there's like a predatory aspect to the way that they advertise to you. So like I don't have a problem with you gambling. It's the problem is the way that the gambling companies are approaching people to do that. You know, at the end of the day. And then also there's probably an education aspect that needs to be covered. Like I remember, like obviously I studied economics and finance. So like for me, it's a little bit different, but I remember my grandpa, once upon a time, he won like the lottery and he bought like some land and like a cabin or like a caravan. And at one point he was staying with us and he said, he was talking about how that was in the 70s when he won that. And then he's like, every week I buy a ticket, you know, or buy like multiple tickets. This is the ticket. And then like we sat down and we did the math and it's like, you've spent more money on tickets than you won. You know what I mean? Over the course of your life, which is crazy. I mean, casinos state their average return rates on games and it's below 100%. So it's a loss. Average return rate on games. How does that work? I'd have to, specifically with digital gambling, there aren't any regulations. Yeah, true. I wouldn't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. You're probably getting ripped off, you know? Yeah. I guess the question is like, can it be fair? Can you control that? And then can you make it so it's not predatory? All the things, and then I suppose at that point then it's okay, but I think the advertising, they just changed the rules. I think, well, I don't know, because I saw like the tweet from the Australian government saying how they're going to restrict sports gambling advertising, but I don't know how comprehensive that is. What am I doing? I think I've got to go. I've got something going on. At 8:30, most of the slots online casinos here in Denmark have a return rate between 92 and 96%. What does that mean though? Is that return rate to the casino or a return rate to you? So you're going to lose 4% of your money over the course of your gambling time? Or something like that? Return to the player. Right, so you lose between 8 and 4%. Which is like, yeah, that's a terrible return on investment. if you ask me. So for every $1,000 you lose $8. Oh my god. Over the long, yeah, over the course of the history of whatever. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'll be back on Wednesday. And I don't know, I gotta think of what to do next. I think we just gotta make content for the game. And kill some bugs. And make some protein for the bugs. Or something like that. What was it? Make protein. They usually do 10 billion players on a slot to get the average? Oh, okay. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Power up and proteins.